President Trump tweets about the crack of dawn, and he hasn't even tweeted one time to say, look, I mourn with the people of Puerto Rico.
It's now been 8 months since Hurricane Maria tore through Puerto Rico, leveling 70,000 homes and leaving 3.3 million people without power or water in the healthcare system in tatters. And yet, the number of people killed is an ambiguous topic. It was initially reported in the vastly underreported coverage that the official estimate was 64. However, a Harvard study referenced in many reports estimated that the number of additional deaths caused by Maria at 4,645. And now the island's Department of Health says at least 1,400 people died, which in itself perfectly represents the collective failure on reporting on this issue and the failure of these American citizens.
Between 1 and 10, how would you grade the White House response so far to the hurricane?
I'd say it was a 10.
Now, it would be easy for me to sit here and solely lambast the man who sits upon his throne, pardoning himself from any wrongdoing for his handling of this situation. From free-throwing paper towels to his condescending remarks comparing the hurricane to a real disaster like Katrina, it's no secret that Trump showed more concern over Tanya lobotomy having the racism rinsed off of her than for those suffering in Puerto Rico. But unpopular opinion, it's not just him, it's all of us. From the moment Maria hit, it has been undercovered. According to one report of 5 political talk shows that aired the Sunday after Maria made landfall, all 5 programs combined to produce less than 1 minute of coverage dedicated to the crisis. And 3 out of 5 shows didn't mention it at all. And this would become a trend. In another poll taken after Maria had struck, it showed that less than half of Americans are even aware that Puerto Ricans are American citizens, which should come as a surprise to, well, nobody. Puerto Rico has been placed at the bottom of the pecking order, below Roseanne, Kanye, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever is the latest shiny story. And listen, I am to blame also. Imagine that, owning up to something. While I try to do my best to highlight stories of injustice that I believe go unnoticed, I have reported on all of the above, and in doing so have neglected to report on a situation that needs as many eyeballs and ears as possible. But again, in other breaking news, I'm not the president. Well, not yet. To sit here and assume that this neglect of Puerto Rico, a primarily Spanish-speaking US territory, is not a representation of the Trump-era perception towards people of color would be inaccurate.
I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
The perception in Washington, and especially in the White House itself, of Puerto Rico as a second-class US territory where poverty, hardship, and shoddy government has been accepted as the norm.
16 people certified. 16 people versus in the thousands.
And that's when he or anyone in the administration actually designates a couple of minutes talking about it. But otherwise, their silence has been deafening. And as we approach yet another hurricane season, there are still some 14,000 homes and businesses without power in Puerto Rico. But I wanted to highlight this. There are people and outlets out there looking to help, one of which our very own Nomi Kantz. They're out there trying to help, and I wanted to highlight those examples, like celebrity chef Jose Andres. Andres has prepared more hot meals in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria than any of the other bigger, more experienced disaster relief organizations there. He joined up with a local chef and other volunteers cooking enormous pans of paella and stews in a parking lot in San Juan. And it wasn't long before they were making more than 100,000 meals a day. So I ask, how is it that a celebrity chef is able to provide more for American citizens than the government itself? These are the questions we must be asking and the stories we must highlight. And I will vouch to do my part to bring these stories to light. Follow me on Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell, and on Twitter also at Francis M. Maxwell. Like and share this video. Make sure to continue to follow the stories in Puerto Rico. Do not go silent. And as always, continue to resist.